Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Bhajajannaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jayorada Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayorada Madhava Kunja Bihari Hari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Munatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Gaur Premanande Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parirajikara Stotra Sada Srimad Divine Grace अभय चरणारविंदे श्री भक्ति विदान स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिराज कार्य स्त्रोत्र सदा श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत श्री गोस्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirahe Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 60, Text 27, 28, and 29. This chapter entitled Krishna Teases Rukmini. So first we'll recite text 27. Priyamajasru Sakalenetre Sthanu Chaupantu Suchiha Aslisya Bahuna Rajan Ananya Vishayam Stanun Praimajashru Kalenetre Stanu Chaupatu Sauchaha Aslishya Bhauna Rajan Ananya Vishayam Satim Praimajashrushu Kalenetre Stano Chaupato Sauchiha Aslesha Bahunan Rajan Ananya Vishayam Satim. Please chant. Premajashru Kalanetre Sane Shokato Sucha Aslesha Shanu Rajan Ananya Vishayam Satim. Premajashru Kalanetre Stanos Chupato Sucha Aslesha Bahuna Rajan Ananya Vishayam Satim. Okay, text 28. Sanitvam asya santavajainaha kripaya kripnam prabhu hasya prabhuti brahmacham chittam atit araham satim gata. So we'll repeat word meaning. Prima wiping, ashrukale filled with tears, netre her eyes, stanu her breast, cha and upahato distrayed. Sucha by her sorrowful tears, Aslesia embarrassing her, Ahuna with his arms, Rajan King O King Parikshit, Ananya no other, Vishayam whose objects of desire, Satim chaste. Next verse, Sthana Vritam Asya he consoled, Stanvita of ways of consoling, Jinaha the expert of knower, Kripaya compassionately, Kripanam pitiable, Prabhu the Supreme Lord, Hasya of his joking, Prabhuhi by his cleverness, Brahmitam becoming bewildered, Chittam whose mind, Ahat Raham not deserving that, Satim of the pure devotees, Gatihi the goal. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: Wiping her tears filled with wiping her tears filled eyes with her breast, which are stained by tears of grief. The Supreme Lord, the goal of his devotees, embraced his chaste wife, who desired nothing but him. O King, expert in art of pacification, Sri Krishna tenderly consoled pitiable Rukmini, whose mind was bewildered by her clever joking and who did not deserve to suffer so. Text 29. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Mama Vibharti Ashivate Jane Tvam Mat Parayanayam Tvat Vacha Sruto Kamaina Kalave Shri Rachitam Anange. The Supreme Lord said, O Vidarbhi, do not be displeased with me. I know that you are fully devoted to me. I only spoke in jest, dear lady, because I wanted to hear what would you say. Purport: According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lord Krishna spoke the present verse because he thought that Lady Rukmini might be afraid he would again say something to disturb her, or that she might be angry what he had done. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Gyananjanam Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvisecha Shunyavadi Pastatadeshatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Anjakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So here we see Lord Krishna continues to uh, uh, teases Rukmini. Now he came to an understanding that now Rukmini is not in that mood taking a joke. So In this present verse today, Lord Sri Krishna understand that she was crying, and she was, like feeling so sad about it. And Lord Krishna wiped her eyes, you know, this which is full of tears, and affectionately he embraced her. So it is something Krishna testing a devotee at how much he loves. That basically Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Sixthastakam, Nayanam Jaladasudharaya Vadanam Gadgadavah Pulakai Nichitam Sranam Bhavishyati. So, and another verse, Yugayitam Nimishena Chakshusha Pavishayitam Shunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename. So, in this separation, even one moment it seems like a one yuga. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is intense form of love when Rukmini Devi is showing her that Lord Krishna, how much she loves him. Just Lord Krishna wants to test that. So here we see that in the in this translation, he consoled her. You know, sometimes what happens is like when a devotee is in sorrow, they will be consoled. They will be pouring out their heart. At the same time, Rukmini Devi, we see here, she was crying and she was also in that situation. So yes, we see that again. At the same time, Sri Krishna, Lord Krishna assures that I am with you. It's just a joking. He confirmed her. So we see that Srila Jiva Goswami also gives an elaborate purport of that. I just read this Srila Jiva Goswami purport on 27th and 28th verse. He pacified her, endowed with the qualities such as chastity to her husband, because he is the personal shelter of all devotees. What to speak of being her shelter? Since she took shelter of him alone. So, Jiva Goswami basically says that Lord Krishna is the shelter of everyone. He is a controller and he is the master of everyone. And a person is a pure devotee like Rukmini. There is no question of giving her shelter. Obviously, she deserves the most intimate association of Lord Krishna. So, since she took the shelter of Lord Krishna alone, Ekeha Kurunandana. Just like no other alternate options she kept. Only Lord Krishna is a goal of our life. So this is the qualification of a pure devotee. One wants to become a pure devotee of the Lord. He should be having only goal in his life is Lord Krishna, serving the Lord Sri Krishna. So there is no other shelter. Just like a Jataka bird, it doesn't take water from any river or any pond. It just, you know, wait for the rainwater to come. It just keeps open mouth and seeing all the time sky, just to drink the only rainwater, nothing else. So that is, no, no, that should be the goal, and that is the only, mercy, and that is the only shelter we should have. Just like this Jataka bird has only option is left with her is to take the water from the rain. And Srila Jiva Goswami continues here, the cause of his mercy, of her misery, on thinking he would leave her. The cause of her misery was his joking. The cause of his joking was her soft nature. How was she quickly pacified after such intense grief? Krishna was expert in pacification. Sorry. He expertise is described. He wiped away her tears which were flowing and embraced her, remembering his expertise in causing grief and pacification. Sukadeva Goswami says with astonishment, whatever he does at any place is done with ability. So next, Sanatana Goswami comments, her eyes flowed with tears. Hearing this, Parikshit became filled with sorrow. Sukadeva Goswami confronted him. O king, Rajan stands for Rajan. Raja. Rukmini was faded in complexion of because of pain, because she had no other shelter. Since she was dedicated to her husband, he used one arm to put on her his lap in Aram. He wiped her tears with one hand and her breast with the other, or it means two arms. He embraced her tightly. He was capable of pacifying her because he knew sweet speech. Her heart was disturbed by worry. He would not have joked with her so seriously since he was the goal of the devotees. So here we see that this elaborate commentary by Sanatana Goswami saying that even hearing this pastime, Parikshit Maharaj also filled with sorrow. He was so absorbed in hearing this pastime. Lord Krishna has teases Rukmini. This is a sign of soft-hearted person. Even we see that like in a general, we if we hear some sad story from our friend or from our relatives or from some kind of um, some kind of emotions are churning in our heart, and we immediately become sorrow. We immediately filled our heart is filled with sorrow if we hear some kind of sad incident it took place in our friend's life or in our own life or even in a friend's life or in our relatives or in devotees life. After hearing that, we our eyes will be filled with sorrow. That is a sign of the pure devotee. Just like when Arjuna was asked to fight in the battlefield, after seeing his own teacher, grandfather, his eyes were also filled with sorrow. He was crying because he was thinking that after all, I'm fighting with, after all, for this kingdom, or after all, for this, ruling this kingdom, or ruling this nation, ruling this world. I, why should I kill them? No, that is pure devotees. Just he thinks that what is necessary. Why do I do? Why should I do this? So we should understand that how devotees are very soft-hearted, and here we see this is the highest thing. Rukmini Devi, just by hearing, she faded. In the complex of pain. She was so in so much pain that Lord Krishna might leave him. There is a one pastime when Srimati Radharani was sitting behind Krishna, uh, and in that pastime there were other Sakis, Radharani's friend, and there was one bee. It's going around Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani. At that time, uh, it was like disturbing somewhat, and one of the Saki, you know, happens to drive away that bee, and it's called the bee's other name is Madhu. You know, and one of the Saki said that now Madhu, she happened to drive away that bee, and it went away. And one of the Saki told that the Madhu is gone. Hearing that, Srimati Radharani started crying. Madhu is gone means is it Madhusudan is gone. So she was so disturbed because we see that Rukmini Devi is also expansion of Srimati Radharani, internal potency. And she was a dedicated husband, totally. And here is brief description on how Lord Krishna pacified her, how he wiped tears, and how he embraced, and how he was, trying to console her, and don't worry, don't disturb. And this is what I have done, just by joking. Don't take it so seriously. He was, one sense, is pacifying her. And then we go to the text 29. Here, translation: The Supreme Lord said, O Vaidharvi, do not be displeased with me. I know that you are fully devoted to me. I only spoke in jest, dear lady. I only spoke in jest, dear lady, because I wanted to hear that. What would you say? You know, he just understand that now this is no more joke, and this is no more. It's going in the right direction. He understand the heart of the Rukmini, and he said that I just wanted to hear what you want to say after hearing this. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti comments on this. I'll just read it. How will I able to be bear the burden if you give up your body? I will then have to give up my body. This is Lord Sri Krishna is saying. No? Jiva Goswami, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a dialogues between Lord Sri Krishna and Rukmini. So he is saying that how will able to uh, I maintain myself. If you give up your body, I will also give up my body. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also saying the same thing when Haridas Thakur is is leaving his body. He says that how it is possible if you leave, I will be also leaving my body. And having already created the problem for me by showing false love with embarrass and wiping my tears, do you know what uh, it says that having already created a problem for me by showing false love with embarrass and wiping my tears, do you now want to cause of me further suffering? Fearing such a response from her, Krishna then spoke this verse. So here we see that now you are already causing suffering and you want to cause further suffering. He's asking, fearing such a response from her. Krishna then spoke this verse. O Rukmini, do not be angry with me. Oh, I am not angry with you, the most merciful person. But hearing you say that I should go to the another man for my own benefit, after having suffered sorrow by staying by your side, then I fainted in bliss. Why did you wake me from that sorrow soon? If I had remained in that state a moment longer, both both you and I have reached the supreme goal, which is death. Fearing such a scariatic words from Rukmini, Krishna then says, I know that you have made me your only goal of life. Then why did you say such cruel words? This is a dialogues, like between Lord Krishna and Rukmini. Then why did you say such cruel words? Desiring to hear some crooked words from you. This is an answer, Lord Krishna saying. I spoke some joking words. They are not true. Oh, beautiful woman. It is like it's such a nice description and such a nice giving insight pastime in a deep meaning. Like, why did you say that? No, I just said just joking. If you had continued to joke, I would leave my body. Oh, if you leave if you leave your body, then I would also leave my body. We would have reached our ultimate goal, supreme goal, which is death. Don't be angry with me. This is a no dialogue between going on between two uh, Rukmini and Lord Sri Krishna. So Jiva Goswami says that again. This is Jiva Goswami comment. Do not find fault with me, Rukmini. You want to give up? You want you want to give me up? Though I am fully dedicated to you, why should I not feel hatred? I know that you are devoted me, therefore never under any circumstances I can give you up. Why did you speak like that? I want to hear your words. Since you have said that we're truthful, you should have not spoken lies. I only wanted to have some fun. Or many possessing beautiful limbs, he praised her. So, yeah, no, this is like it is going. It is like between dialogues between the Lord Krishna and Rukmini. It is basically why did you say that? Now we often we happen end up in conversations like argument. Why did you say that? Oh, I was I mean joking. I really not mean that. Something like this. Like, acharyas give the deep commentary and deep insight and the deep meaning of, and they know the dialogues, and they understand the pastimes, and they give us this elaborate description so that we will have a clear picture. Why sometimes we may speculate, but when we read the pastime or when we read the commentaries given by great acharyas, then we will get a full picture of it. Why did you say that? Why we may also understand, we may also get questions, why Lord Krishna was joking with her. What is the reason? And because the only one thing what I can understand is to intensify, to grow the so much love which Rukmini has for Krishna, to show, to hear devotees like Parikshit Maharaj, and we can all discuss on that. Because it is intense. It is getting when it is getting intense separation from Lord Krishna. Rukmini felt so bad and so sorrow that she is ready to give up her body. So this is an intense love which is bringing up, which is telling us that this is the a devotee feels a moment separation from Lord. They feel that yugayitam nimishena, again in the beginning I was mentioned yugayitam nimishena chakshusha pravishayitam shunyayitam jagat sarvam govindam virahe. So in that viraha mood, separation pastime, she was so uh, crying. Like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, in Jagannath Puri. He was kept in a room and locked outside, and some they were kept guard. He was guarded by devotees, and he was guarded by so many people because he was feeling intense separation. This is the highest form of love, which are experienced only the pure devotees of the Lord, and it cannot be um, it cannot be imitated by anyone, and it has to be realized, and it cannot be just oh no, I'm also feeling so much intense separation. I'm also having so much love for Krishna. We cannot imitate in one sense. Yeah, imitation leads to irritation. Just like in Haridas Thakur, he was chanting in a solitary place 192 rounds, and giving up association, not giving up, separate from the mundane people. He was just in a solitary place. He was chanting 192 rounds per day, and he was having all the kinds of like all kinds of problems. Like sometimes he was having issue with the prostitute, and sometimes having issues with even Mayadevi testing coming up him, and how sincere he is. So it is just like even though if you're going solitary place and chanting your rounds, but there will be tests, tests are keep coming. Uh, we hear that from Srila Prabhupada, and also Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that in his what kind of a Vaishnava you are. You are just going in a solitary place and chanting to get a reputation from general people, to get attention from the people in general. So it should not be imitated, these pastimes. But one has to be realized, one has to be so much matured enough. Otherwise, it will be in a danger. Srila Prabhupada also says that sometimes devotees, they were saying that, okay, Srila Prabhupada, I want to chant, go to the forest and chant my rounds and be there forever. And Prabhupada said that don't, imitate, you will fall down. No, that's called, when Prabhupada says that strong words, that should be, followed. That so many devotees, like they went into the solitary place, they did, but again after a few months or few days or few years, we see that same devotees doing mundane work after, because the mind is so not controlled, and senses are not being controlled, and they are not in a matured enough. Sometimes we get a distraction, and we cannot imitate that. Sri Prabhupada says that monkey is also most renunciant. Don't don't be like a monkey renunciant. Monkey also doesn't stay in one tree for a minute. It keeps jumping one tree after another tree. So we cannot do that. At the same time, we should follow the shastra, what Acharya says. Chant with the devotees, and do devotional service and read, and have the association of the devotees, then only you will become strong. Otherwise, you chant in a solitary place. First round, you may think that, okay, I will go some secure place and chant. It will happen like this. Sometimes, you chant one round, two rounds, then three round. Either you fall in sleep or you get distracted. Nowadays, there are so many chances. There are, there's phone, and people and place. Even though you are in a temple, but still get distracted. People sometimes, they message you. Just by hearing the message, your attention is distracted. There is no more attention. That's why we recommend in a morning program. When we complete the morning program, we can chant in the temple. Otherwise, it will be happen like this. Go to some other place and chant and fall asleep, and you miss the morning chanting, and again you miss the other part of the morning program, and that rounds dragging till night 10 o'clock or sometimes 11 o'clock. And if you complete your rounds at 11 o'clock, then next morning no morning program. And again it will be, sadhana will be delayed, and sadhana, little negligence of sadhana, and no morning program, no sadhana, and no happiness. And we say chant and be happy. Where is chanting, where is be happy? It's like going down the one car. What is that mistakes we are doing? Solitary place chanting, you know we are not so much matured enough to know be go it in a solitary place. Don't get distraction. Don't we get chanting our rounds. It's most important part of our life. But that's why we should associate the devotees, then you chant. then it has different, you know, what you call when you chant around with the devotees, amongst the devotees, then it have a different impact on your consciousness. When you chant a solitary place, if you are matured enough, if your senses are controlled, and you are the best, then all glories to you. But if it's not working in that way, Srila Vidas Thakur showed an example. He kept Tulsi Maharani in front of Tulsi Maharani. He used to chant his rounds. So that by that example, that is chanting is so powerful. So when you do that, then you have a greater change of in your consciousness. There is a lot of impact on your consciousness. That's the thing. If it is not, if you're chanting in the alone sacred place, there is no change in the consciousness. All the previous habits will come up, and then all the things that you are thinking, which you have done in the past, it keeps coming. It get distracted. So with this, I just wanted to stop here and I just summarize a few things. So here we see that how much intense love she has for Lord Sri Krishna, and even just by moment of hearing this joke, she is ready to leave her body. And by hearing this pastime, even Parikshit Maharaj felt sorrow, filled with sorrow. And this is a sign of the pure devotee. By hearing this pastime, he was also in deep sorrow filled. And the next we see that like it's like a dialogues between the Lord Krishna and Rukmini Devi. And Jiva Goswami also says the same thing. And one should not imitate this pastime artificially. It has to be realization, comes with realization. If you irritate, if you imitate the pastime, then people will get irritated. That's the thing. So I want to stop here. You see any comments or questions?
I just want to check on one detail in that dialogue section of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the exchange between Krishna and Rukmini. I think it was on 27 and 28. Um, there was one statement by Rukmini where she's asking, if I heard correctly, so I want to check this, why Krishna should have awoken her from her fainted state. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, you got
Ah,
this correct thing. So he's asking that if you're joking, why would I should have remained in that state. This says that if if I had remained in that state a moment or longer, both of you, I would have reached our supreme goal, death. That's the point he's making. And also because why they said I should go to another man for my own benefit. Lord Krishna says that you have selected a wrong option, you have chosen wrong person as a husband. You should have gone to some other. There are Shishupala. There are so many people who wants to get married, and in this dialogue, Rukmini was saying that you say that I know after hearing that I should have gone with some other men. That made her so sad and so suffered from inside that she fainted. She almost, she not almost, she already fainted by hearing that. Then, why did you awake me from that swan? He would say, you know, if I remain in that state a moment or longer, then Krishna says that I could have both, we both who have reached the supreme goal, death. So even Krishna also at certain point he was also felt that separation. Oh my Rukmini, if Rukmini, you are, if you leave your body, I would have also next moment I would have also reached our, because Lord Krishna is also now we see that he was also not like to, he did not also sometime this at this moment some stage of this joking, he was also become, he became serious. I was also ready to leave my body, like that. Is that clear? Okay, thank you, Mataji. So we'll stop it here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद।